You want to take a
Why?
guess? I'll give you one guess.
Because you didn't press the button.
Because I didn't press the fucking button. We're good there.
That's usually it. You either press the button or you don't. And that's usually you can sum up all your problems into either you press the button or you didn't press a button.
That's most of it. That is most of it. Most of life's problems. In fact, yeah, and because of the way what we've done to the world and society, that's extra true. Anyways, this is the Archive, a Cosmere Book Club podcast where we go through. No, we already did the intro. You can go see it on Twitch if you care. For this week, I privately set a task for you last week, and I'm gonna bet money you didn't do it.
Oh no, it was thinking of a bit. I did in fact forget about a bit for the podcast. Yeah.
So you could get a little extension. You'll go over, but I do.
I will.
I just don't have mine.
I will make a note.
Luckily, I didn't. I almost forgot. I'll say that I did do it. I had to do it today, on top of everything else. But luckily, although this one was a little bit of a less entertaining one than the last half of part 1, or the first half of part 1, rather.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
It was shorter, so that was good.
Yeah, that's true.
Short and sweet. It was quick and easy, but it was still got some good juice.
Oh, that gets some really good juice. Oh my god.
I'm like, my head is starting to scratch on like. I really think we started with the really best of Sanderson, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I really thought. I don't know why I didn't think that. Maybe I should have thought that. But like, maybe I just expected more. But there's something about it where it's like, this feels almost as good as the worst of Stormlight Archives, is how I feel about a lot of it.
No, that's true.
But
that's true.
The best thing about Sanderson, I'm still enjoying the fuck out of it, even if that is the case.
I love it. I'm actually having a really good time. Especially again, I said last week, I really enjoy the tandem storyline with the kandra. I'm having a really good time with the tandem storyline with the kandra today.
I feel like they really hit the stride with this one. It was really good.
It's really good. It's really good.
And for me,
really excited.
I really love the amount of similarities. Again, I've called it out before. Sandy does have a little bit of a recipe he likes to use, and as we're going through Mistborn after reading all of Stormlight, there's just some certain comparisons I'm really starting to see, which I love. So I'm excited to get to the spoiler corner, or the spoiler drawer deeper in the show.
Yeah, I did write down, it's like in one of the chapters where I'm like, I love that apparently nowhere in the Cosmere they have the same, like, as far as we know, they have the same like plans as we do. I like, I noticed as like, yeah, on Roshar it's all rock except for one place, and then here the plants are brown and kind of ugly, and all is ash, and they don't know green plants and flowers. It's just kind of
the desolate landscape and the sort of cultures that develop from that. And then the invaders come in from somewhere else, usually, or I guess in this case, became their own invaders, in like a weird, fucked up way. But it's so interesting. Also, how in your face he is with Mistborn in comparison to Stormlight. But all of this is stuff we can talk about a little bit more in depth later.
Yes.
That we're both jumping the gun a little bit. Before anything else, how's your week been, my friend? A little bit.
It's been so hot and it's been so warm and I hate it. It's been really awful.
Are you on like a heat wave right now?
Yeah. This week especially. Apparently it's going to get like colder again next week, which I'm, knock on wood, I'm really hoping for that. I can't sleep for the fucking life of me in this weather. Luckily, I like on night Monday to Tuesday, I was laying here suffering. We bought like like those nets you put on the window to like so insects don't get in.
Yeah.
And Skull had already installed theirs, and I hadn't that day because I couldn't be fucked to.
Yeah.
But that did bite me in the ass because my room that entire night was just so warm. It was really bad.
Tough.
Yeah, I did realize like at 1 a.m, I was like, I have an AC that I should probably be putting up, but it's 1 a.m. I'm not about to do that at 1 a.m. But that thing has been saving my ass. I've kind of it's not currently on because I also have the windows. It's just cool right now. But I've had it almost consistently on like 19-20 degrees Celsius. Just to have my room in this nice cool. Like I had it on so long yesterday. I had it on. I went to go shower. I came back. I was like, ooh, it's kind of chilly in here, which is great. Because I also can't sleep without a blanket. But then in the summer, you really can't sleep with a blanket. So like, yeah, having the room a bit colder is pretty nice.
Dude. Absolutely, I feel your pain.
Oh my god, it's so awful. Yeah, but other than that, I've been really tired this week, which again I will attribute to the weather. I was talking with Skull the other day. My best friend's my roommate Skull. I was talking with Skull the other day about how I love blaming the weather for things like I'm not feeling well, it's the weather. I'm in a bad mood, it's the weather. I didn't sleep well, it's the weather. I'm tired in general, it's the weather. Just everything.
Yeah, you're
everything
a Skyrim.
Is the weather.
You're a Skyrim guard. Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Dead ass. Living your best life.
Must have been the weather.
Soon enough, you're fucking gonna get shot in the knee. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was an adventurer like you. I was a podcaster like you, and then I got an arrow through the knee.
Here we go. I love Skyrim so much. That will always be one of my favorite RPGs. I think that's what I compare everything to. I compare everything to Skyrim and Destiny. Funny enough, rest in peace.
Oh yeah. Didn't they say they were also gonna end support for Destiny 2?
They're not. So they're no longer releasing updates. It will no longer be a live server. They're keeping the servers on as long as they're running. A lot of people are speculating. Some people think it'll be a year. We'll see. I used to be a deep Destiny fan, but I was more Destiny 1 than Destiny 2. It was after Bungie got sold to Sony, everything really started to fall apart in a big way.
Yeah,
it just never felt the same.
As it often does. It often does.
So heartbreaking. But apparently Marathon has a lot of the soul, but I don't know how true that is considering like 90% of the team is gone. So
that's
luckily there's a class of Destiny players that like we already mourned the game we loved. It hasn't been that game in quite some time.
Yeah.
And then there's people like our other friends who are actively going back and signing in right now because it's dying, and it's like, oh, let's go play Destiny, do the final thing. Because I'll say this, I've been tempted. They're bringing back a lot of the best stuff that people have been asking and begging for. They apparently did a lot of good things, and it does sound tempting, but there's a part of me that's like, over my dead body.
Yeah. That's fair.
The deep fair. Contrarian, like, antagonist to the corporate greed in me is like, no, never again. I promised myself never again. I said I couldn't. It's like with League, but I will say I broke with League. I did go back and I tried League again, and that's what got me back into Deadlock. But
yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, no, John.
Precisely, but
you shall not.
But shan't.
But how's your week been?
No, sorry. I was about to say I derailed your week. Is there anything else from your week other than it being hot and Skull proactively installing that?
I made friends with. I've been on the. I'm a role player, like a you know this, of course. We play the TTRPGs together, but I also write role plays, which I've also mentioned a few times before. And because it's just how I like to, like, I don't know, I've role played like from like a very young age already. Is how Skull and I met, funnily enough, on like a role play-esque forum, chat, whatever. But it's just, I don't know, it's how I really get into writing. But I've been hunkering now that I'm into One Piece again, because when I'm like really into a fandom, I will look for people to write with. I've been really into One Piece, and I found someone who was just there, like, who's great, and who I've been writing with for like past 2 days, and they're, shout out to Nick if you ever see this. Truly great person. The only, I think, quote unquote issue is that they are in Australia. And the time zones are really fucked. But we're like, but it also kind of lines up, because then we would just end up chatting while I'm at work and I have Discord over at work.
Yeah.
And I will just like, especially because it's currently very dead. I just got to write a bit at work, and it's great. And we're on the same. Yeah, it is the season for our team. I know the other team in on my floor is currently having, like, they have so much to do, but my team, fuck all. Yeah, but we're on, like, me and Nick are on the same, like, wavelength on, like, oh, we find a lot of the One Piece villains very hot and are, like, are freaks about it. So it's great to have someone who matches my freak kind of in that way.
No,
so,
absolutely. Finding that synergy is important. Finding that synergy is very important.
I'm so happy to have made a new friend. But that's about it. That was the nice the actual pretty nice rainy cloud in my week that has just had sun bear down on me and burn me to ash.
We'll take it. We could all use a little bit more sun. I've been trying to be a little bit better. I'm still on my health kick. I've been working out. My Twitter feed. Yeah, I still go on Twitter. Yeah, I like watching the fire burn.
Of course.
I've been getting slammed with. So now they've combined. They've allowed Japan. Twitter used to be banned in Japan because of Elon.
Okay.
Japan really doesn't like Elon, but they let it in now.
Naturally.
So now Twitter has been flooded with Japanese people. When that happened, it became like a trend to interact with international people. So Twitter has become very international now, and everything gets auto-translated. It's actually a really cool feature. So I'm getting like Portuguese Twitter, mostly I'm getting Portuguese and Japanese Twitter for some reason. These are the two things that keep showing up on my feed. But there's this. I keep getting like home workout videos because obviously Asian culture is much more centered around like health. So there's lots of different things I've been seeing. But there's this one video of this like shirtless, ripped dude wearing like the Aladdin type like haram pants. I don't know the right way to say it.
Yeah.
But he's shirtless, ripped, but he's got like a plastic cutout of a bear on his face, and he's doing this workout called floor running.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
This feels insane. As a bigger person, it's impossible to do good cardio. The only way I can do cardio is going on an elliptical. It's literally the only way I can do cardio without like destroying my fucking knees. Because like, yes, I can walk, but to walk and burn the amount of calories I want to burn would take me fucking like 3-4 hours. Or I can do 45 minutes busting my absolute ass on an elliptical, not destroying my fucking knees. That's how I've been doing it. But so now this trend, it's definitely like a fad thing, but I did it once, and there's a part of me that really does think it works. So all you do is you sit on your, like the in a dojo, if you sit on your legs, you like perfectly tuck them underneath yourself. You know what I'm saying? That sort of sit with like you're sitting with your feet back. You do that, and you get your back straight, and you get up as if you're in a running position. And then you like bounce using like your thighs and engaging your glutes and your lower back as if you're running, and just on the ground do that. And you do it for about 30 seconds and then rest. And you do it again, 30 seconds and rest. And then what I did was I threw in another exercise where you go all the way down and all the way up and add like a hip movement, because I've got really bad and tight hips and a really fucked up lower back. So I'm really trying to target my hips and my lower back. I did that on Tuesday. I was struggling to walk until this morning.
Oh, Jesus.
After doing that workout, I did it for about 15 minutes. I did floor running. I would just floor run until I couldn't anymore. And then I did those hip thrust kind of ones. It is very erotic movement. No one should ever see me do it. Beth was enjoying the show. But
sure.
like I'm literally like full, like you go seated all the way back and then all the way up and push your hips out forward as far as you can, intentionally trying to push
Okay.
yourself. Again, don't hurt yourself. Go to the limit of your range of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
motion, right? Find that range of motion, stress it a little bit, go back. And you just do that until you can't.
Okay.
And the tops of my thighs were sore in places I don't know if they've ever been sore.
Okay.
I felt areas of my legs and my back and my glutes be activated in ways I did not know were possible. It's the first time I've ever seen something on the internet and been like, okay, no, I'm actually want to try this. And then I did it and I'm like, I understand why people keep commenting on this. I understand why this keeps showing up on my feed. And there's probably an amount of I keep looking at it, but there's also an amount of there's so many people commenting and talking about this one little exercise. I'm adding it to my full daily thing now, dude. This little stupid floor running thing that feels absolutely ridiculous and you feel like a moron doing it.
Yeah.
I've never felt something be so effective as an exercise as a plus size person ever in my life.
Oh, wow.
And again, I used to weightlift. Like weightlifting, it's imagine weightlifting plus running, but you can actually do it without hurting your body.
Crazy.
I want to run, dude. Can I be so real? I want to run so bad.
Yeah.
I want to be the type of person that can just fucking go and keep going. That I feel like feels so freeing and like addicting to me. I feel like I want that feeling, but my body would fall apart if I tried.
Yeah.
What real shit?
That's...
last thing I'll leave on like a little bit funny, little bit unfortunate thing. The thing that restarted my sort of like fitness journey of like, I really want to get fit again. I was like, you know what I really enjoyed when I was younger? Jump rope.
Yeah, you did say.
I love jump rope. I was taking jump rope really serious. My stomach started to hurt from the strain of being pulled on from gravity.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. You want a wake up call?
Wow, that's
There's
crazy.
a fucking wake up call.
That's crazy.
You want a moment that's going to kick your ass into gear when the sides of your skin hurt because of the tension of your stomach fat from you jumping around too much trying to lose weight. And you can't work out now because of that. I've never had a better motivator than that sensation.
Yeah.
I don't, this is what I mean when I talk about, we've had private conversations about like discipline and motivation and those types of things. There comes a point where things go beyond that. And I do think you just have to be older to start to process things that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I really understand that now. There's just a point where your brain starts to accept and move on. And it happens to everybody. And it happens to everybody at different rates. But it does happen to everybody. Everybody eventually starts to be able to prioritize in different ways. And it's not about discipline anymore. It's not about motivation anymore. It's about facts.
Yeah.
There are facts.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's the thing. You know what's fucked up? I know you know that because of the health things you've already gone through. That's the sort of like key differentiating thing there. And it's the same for me and it's the same for Beth. That's why we have that sort of level of understanding that some people who might be coming to mind might not understand in the same way. I've got two, and I think you have the same two immediately. There might be a third. You might be able to tack a third on there, but there's two immediately that come to mind.
Yeah.
Beyond me discovering this crazy floor workout that is genuinely absurdly effective to a degree that's almost problematic and makes me a little concerned for what I've found and what I've unlocked for myself.
Secret power.
Work's been really great. It's been slow but good.
That's good. That's great.
I'm at a really, when I tell you I am the most comfortable and in the easiest position I've ever been in. And it took me so long, and I worked so fucking hard to get to this point. But dude, it's so I designed all of those ship mechanics at work.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything I need to know. Also, I want to know live thing. That's another thing I did this week. I designed an entire ship combat system for
you redesigned
Dungeons and Dragons 5e. So I kind of stole some stuff. I unlocked and realized there was another system already doing it, and I just kind of shoved it into the one we were already doing. But no one's fucking said anything. I just released this fucking like 2,000 page rule set, and no one said a goddamn word. Please tell me what you think. I need someone to say things to me.
From what I've looked over so far, because I think what we've probably all done is we've skimmed it a bit and was like, oh, that's so much. I'll look at that later.
Fair enough.
And later's gonna be when we need it in our ship combat.
I'm gonna make all of you do it sooner. You need to. You will not be able to look at that when combat happens and do it right.
From what I no, oh my god, sorry, I'm looking at it. This is awesome. I love this. The stations, that's so good.
So it's
oh my god.
I started to realize there's a real thing you can do. Go ahead, please.
I really appreciate that you put the DCs and then what we can identify with what DC. No, fuck, that's great. Oh my god.
There's a thing that I love doing, and I think Brian Murphy or Murph from Roll20, if you know that group, does very well, and I'm trying to do more of, and I think makes the game better, especially for people who have been playing for a long time or are brand new. Just throw some video game shit in there. Just tell them. Just fully put it all out there. And this is the thing.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I fucking love this actually.
I'm really, really happy with it.
This is good shit.
I think this is really good shit, Ollie. This is the first time I've really felt confident in something I've designed. Where I'm not a lot of times when I release something, I really want your guys' feedback, and I want to hear like what you think about how it could like be improved or certain things. I'm gonna say something mean. I don't give a fuck about this one. I kind of feel like I nailed this one.
That's so fair.
There's one thing.
Great. I fucking love this.
There's one thing I do want to tweak, and there's a distance thing with the boarding and the ship states thing. I bullshitted the fuck out of those numbers. I had no frame of reference for like what's reasonable, what's good, what's okay, because we're talking about distances between ships, but the movement system I've completely ad hoc'd and bullshit together. So it's like there's no way to know what distances are gonna be right. So I just kind of threw numbers in there to see what would happen. You know what I mean? And we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. The key.
I like it. I really like it. Sorry, I keep looking over.
No, I love it. No, I appreciate it. No, I really, really do. My central thing that I really wanted to do with it was I wanted to make something that just felt good to play. That's the core of my design philosophy. Is I feel like sometimes when people design things, they think way too much about too many things. And the core of what I want is someone to feel good playing the thing I made for them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Again, I've said it to you. It's the one thing I'll say weirdly proudly. I'm a hedonist. I like feeling good. It's why I read weirdly long pieces of media. The payoff, the dopamine hit when it all comes together. Oh, mama. Oh, Papa.
That reminds me of something really great. I gave Skull my hardbook copy of Stormlight 1. And I don't yesterday, they tell me, you know how they tell me, you know how some pieces of media have like this like threshold, if you're not hooked by then you're not gonna like it. And then I was like, oh, and they're like, I get it now. I really like it. I was like, they were reading, because I gave it to them. They like they read the prelude, the prologue, the first chapter.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, it's a bit like jarring that he keeps jumping in, but like that he keeps jumping.
Especially
the time.
Dude,
like,
I just want you to remember the prologue to chapter 1 to chapter 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, so I was like, yeah, he's kind of like substituting that now, but there are going to be like flashbacks into the past. That's like kind of the bit with the Stormlight books. They're like, okay, and then they tell me they're now hooked, and I was like, yes, oh my god, I'm so happy. I was like, you don't know how much this means to me. This makes me victory indeed.
I need you to encourage them to use our group chat the way we have for One Piece. I need you to do that.
Yes.
Could you?
I will.
Tavius, I just need you to imagine we both together get to do to Skull what I have done to you and you have done to Gabby. And I get to do to James. And now we as a unit get to do it together.
Get to do to Skull.
Yes. Honor and cultivation. Back at it again.
I was legitimately, I was hopping around and jumping like a little kid when they were like, no, I get it now. It's like,
can I tell you, dude, this is sickening. This is a goddamn pyramid scheme. That's what this is. The original creator of Carrick, my good friend Ox, came to me and he's like, hey man, do you have a second? I'm like, oh, I'm a little busy. I got caught up. He was still in the warehouse. I'm like, hey man, I'm actually free now. He's like, thank God. Dude. He read Way of Kings, and then his wife pressured him into reading the entirety of the Throne of Glass series.
Oh.
He finished Throne of Glass front to back. He read Way of Kings, and then because it's his wife, you can't say no to the wife.
Yeah,
it's
you
the
can't
wife.
say no to the missus. The missus.
It's the missus. So the missus said, read Throne of Glass with me. He read Throne of Glass with the missus. I think he might have passed her. It's my understanding. I think he might have, because he's a Sanderson reader. To be clear, this is the motherfucker that finished Mistborn. He finished Mistborn's Arc 1. We're gonna pass him. We're gonna pass him soon. But he finished Arc 1. But so he finished Way of Kings. Now he's finished all of them. He just started Words of Radiance. He comes to me, starts the conversation. Dude, Yesna. I'm like, yo, my girl, love her. And then she's like, dude, I can't believe they killed her. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. That she's dead forever, and she was my favorite so early. I loved her so early, and she never comes back again. Isn't that crazy that happened? Isn't that crazy?
I love lying about this so
dude, the fucking the quick time event that I entered with that motherfucker. Oh my god. I think I made it out. Because he's too stuck on. Because here's the thing. This is the beautiful thing. Because he's read Mistborn, he knows Sanderson's recipe a little bit. Not as well as we do. But a little bit. So he's like, yeah, Shallan's got a fucking shard blade, right? Start of Words of Radiance, he's clocking that. Day dot Words of Radiance, he's like, she's got a shard blade. He doesn't even know what that is yet. He doesn't even understand the concept of it. But he's like, no, she's got one, right? Spoilers, by the way, but fuck you.
Fuck you.
If you don't get what this is yet, if you're watching this and you don't know what this is, come on. Dude, the fact, you know, isn't that crazy that he's already getting that?
Yeah,
that's nuts.
It is crazy.
Dude, But
dude.
I need you. I know Josh has his community. So sorry. Josh has his community that he talks to. I'm just his Stormlight buddy, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get that Wayland's Wharf game going again. If I can't, I'm just gonna run it with other people because I really like the things I've already cooked up for it, and I think it'd be a really fun political campaign. I think it'd be a really good one to run. But so hopefully I can get that going with them again. But if not, I still plan on running it. But so I need you. I need you to tell Skull to use our group chat while reacting to Stormlight. I need it in my bones.
I will.
There's very few things that bring me joy in my life. It is my wife. It is my dog. It is this podcast, and it is seeing people react to the way of the Stormlight Archives and the Cosmere. Yeah, it's my wife. What about it?
No, I think it's really cute.
That's my wife.
Your wife, yeah.
We're not fucking paper, but I don't want to give her my debt. I'll just say, I'll just American credit system. What can you do? What can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do? Oh, another thing that happened this week.
Yes.
I recently went on a Counter-Strike kick.
Yes, you said.
Yeah. I got really into it. I got pretty decent at a couple of maps that I had experience with and seen a good bit of in the past. And there were some moments where it's like, okay, I start to understand this. And then there's a moment where things really started to click. I have uninstalled Counter-Strike. I've got very strong opinions. If people ever see this, they'll hate me forever. I'm going to say them anyway, because that's how I am as a person. If you are good at Counter-Strike, you are certainly good at video games. I think people who are really good at Counter-Strike think they're gods at every other game because they're good at Counter-Strike. Playing Counter-Strike undoubtedly, undeniably made me better at playing my other shooters, namely Deadlock. That's why I was playing it. I went in to get better at shooting in Deadlock. That's the whole reason I was there. But as I'm playing it, as I'm going through it, I really start to realize something.
Yeah.
The reason I play Deadlock is that sort of like feeling of getting better at something.
Yes.
That's what CSGO is. That's all it is.
Just getting better at something. More
poignantly, CSGO people think they're getting better at many, many things. They are not. They are getting, or CS2. They're getting CS. We'll just talk Counter-Strike. They're just getting better at Counter-Strike. There is a moment I realized as I'm playing Counter-Strike, I'm not losing to people because they're better than me at video games. They're better than me at this video game.
Yeah.
They have thousands of hours while I'm just starting. And the only thing that will make that up is experience. There is no amount of skill that will ever be able to make that up. It is just knowledge of the maps and the rotations and everything that some of these assholes, even at, this is the fucked up thing, Pixel, at the skill level I'm operating at, which is the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm just starting. But to be clear, I'm still operating at the roughly the same skill level as our friend who's been playing for 10 years. I'm playing with people with over 10 years of experience in the game than me, but I'm at the same skill level of. And for me, there's a certain frustration that comes from they're not better than me. They just know the map better or know the rotations better or know the bullshit trick that some asshole that's been playing for 1,000 hours knows. And that's the only way to know is to have wasted enough time to know these things now. Like, dude, I'm coming up on 30. I don't want to waste my time with that. If I lose to someone, I want to feel like it's because they're better than me. Like, in general.
Because they have tricks.
Yeah. It feels disingenuous more than anything.
Yeah.
I don't respect Counter-Strike gamers anymore.
That's so real.
To be clear,
I'm not sure I ever have.
If you're good at Counter-Strike, you're a god tier aimer. You're really good at tactical awareness and how to move and rotate. You've probably got awareness of economy. You've probably got god tier communication ability in terms of necessary information. Beyond those things, they are useless human beings. And they should all be executed.
Ollie!
What? What did I say that's wrong, huh? Tell me.
We're gonna dig this out 10 years down the line.
Never.
When we're both like famous influencers.
Never.
And they're like, oh my god, I can't believe he said that 10 years ago.
At that point, I will have been peer pressured by chat back into getting good at Counter-Strike, and I will have rescinded all of these statements. And I'm calling that right now. And I will have only done it due to the pressure of chat. I'll call it now because it's not good. I don't think anyone plays Counter-Strike because they have joy in their hearts and love games.
Can I be honest? I don't think anyone plays any multiplayer game because they have joy in their heart and love games.
No, dude. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yeah, tell me.
Deadlock Street Brawl is some of the most fun I've had playing video games.
That's fair. That's fair.
It rivals when Breath of the Wild came out. Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring, I put in the same tier with Deadlock. When I first started getting the Deadlock sort of hit, the dopamine hit, I didn't get it because but dude, Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild, when those came out, the sort of like breath and the exploration of it, the openness of it felt like open world perfected. It felt like RPGs perfected, right? They certainly were not, but that's what it felt like on release. It's like when Mario 64 came out, right? It's like this is such an evolution of the concept of what we know. And it's certainly like as time goes on, we improve and they get better. I'm now an Elden Ring hater. That's another conversation for another time. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's how my week has been.
I'm so glad.
It's been fun. It's been a good week though. I'm feeling good. I've also been weirdly tired though. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, it's not to be that guy. It's the weather. I
have a weird theory that we just don't know enough about our brains yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's objectively true. I think
like solar flare. This I'm gonna get really crazy. Solar flares will affect electricity.
Yeah,
our brains run on electricity. So shit that happens in space affect electronics at a core level, and our brains are electronics at a core level. Oversimplification, but you understand what I'm saying. There's weird shit going on everywhere. Why are you in Germany dealing with the same kind of shit that I am for different reasons? Serendipity, maybe. Other reasons, who's to fucking say? Last thing, Beth got me a really cool shirt. I don't know if you clocked this yet.
I did. I did clock it a little bit after I was talking about One Piece. I was like, that's funny. I just talked about One Piece. Yeah. Ollie's wearing a One Piece.
Uniqlo did a One Piece collab, and this is the OG panel. This is the one from the manga. It's a little bit blown out, so you can't quite see it in full.
Yeah.
But
it's so cool.
My favorite thing about this shirt, I talk about it with Beth all the time, is technically right in the middle there is my goat Soge King.
Yes.
This is a Sogeking shirt. This is, I think, more than anything, my favorite moment in all of One Piece. Genuinely. I said if I were to ever get a One Piece tattoo, it would be something akin to this frame, whether it's Robin's face in the following panel or Chopper just this or the full set. This is the moment more than anything where One Piece solidified itself in my heart as my favorite piece of media.
Yeah. No, that's incredibly real.
Robin's I Want to Live. To me, that's the peak. That is, like,
it is the peak.
Nothing will ever top it. And so it makes, there's a special place in my heart that Ashley ended up with the Door fruit. I'll say that just because of that arc and the, you know what I mean? It's a whole thing.
Yeah. No, I absolutely get it.
But we're 42 minutes into a podcast about this fucking the Cosmere, and we've just been yapping. I've been yapping. It's me. Hello, I'm the problem.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm also the problem. I encourage you.
Before we dive in, I do have my segment concept, whatever the fuck we want to call it, the Sanderson weekly recap.
Sanderson weekly recap.
So I didn't watch the podcast. I don't think I'll ever watch the podcast. It's too boring. I think he just wanted something to do while he was signing things. And so he just talks to someone while he's signing things and makes that time that he gets paid for now. So I just watch the weekly update because that's the thing that really matters. You know what I mean? Yeah. He did it from a bookstore where he was doing his like signing and meetups out in the UK, which was very cute. I thought that was neat. Sweet. He visited Oxford like he said he was going to, and he actually got to see a bunch of really cool like original Lord of the Rings stuff, which was kind of neat.
That's cool.
He got to see a sketch of Helm's Deep that Tolkien did on a student's like paper. So there is
cool.
When I describe, I don't know if you have this problem. When you meet people and you talk about the things you're interested in and the things you're doing, and then like inevitably someone's like, well, what do you do with your time? And it's like, well, I have a job and I have friends and I have a podcast. If you mention the podcast, you're like, how do I explain the Cosmere? How do I explain the Cosmere to someone who has no fucking idea what's going on?
Yeah.
My default is he's kind of like the modern Tolkien. He's kind of like J.R.R. Tolkien, but 2020. You know what I mean? He's kind of like Tolkien.
Yeah.
It really hammers home. Right. Tolkien taught at Oxford. He was a teacher.
Yeah.
He did lectures.
Yeah.
Just like Sanderson does and is going to do at Oxford. It's just the parallels, right?
Yeah,
very
crazy.
Crazy?
That's crazy. Sorry.
God,
I think the crazy bit.
That was crazy.
Crazy. It's my favorite. The thing is, I love how
it's your heroine, dude. It's problematic how much you like it.
The problem is also I also do it elsewhere. Like I don't just do it in this server. I do it to all my other friend groups. I do it in real life sometimes to my like friends at work.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Can I tell you something, Tavius? I'm a different human being at work. I am a different human.
That's fair.
I am quiet. I keep to myself. I stay in my own little corner. No, I do not speak to anyone unless they explicitly come and talk to me. But the fun thing is, I also have Onion with me, who is an attraction in the office.
Yeah.
So, and now I've started.
Obviously.
I keep bones by my desk that they try to offer him.
Aww.
So now there's like a game going of like who can earn the honor of Onion actually walking up and accepting it versus you having to toss it to him. There's some people who'll walk up and actually grab it from. He's like very trepidatious. He doesn't like.
I can't believe.
Go ahead, please. Sorry.
I can't believe they gamify your dog at work.
Genuinely. It's actually. I don't think they're actually doing it between each other, but I'm watching it happen. But my favorite thing is the only person who he loves without condition, and the only person he will not run away from is the person in charge of the office, Miss Anne. He loves Miss Anne. Miss Anne is his favorite person. And my favorite thing is Miss Anne has this very, very little black dog with long hair who looks like Onion if he was a small elderly man.
That's so funny.
It's like ancient dog, like 16 years old, and just looks like if you Onion aged him up 20 years and dragged him down in Microsoft Word. Like it's just so, it's so funny, and he hates Onion. He hates Onion.
No.
He used to let Onion come up to him and sniff him, but there was a moment I used to take him out when his name is Derby. When Derby would need to go outside, I'd be like, all right, I'll take you. But now I start bringing Onion in. When I bring Onion in, I have to bring Onion with me. I can't leave Onion inside while I go outside. That'd be cruel. So I have to bring Onion. But then Onion has to like kind of maneuver around Derby as he's trying to rush outside while Onion's trying to rush outside. So Onion kind of stepped on him once. And ever since Onion stepped on him, Derby hates his ass. Derby hates his ass, dude. Those are enemies now. That is enemy numero uno for Derby.
I can't believe Onion is enemies with someone that's like at 1% of his size.
Dude, oh no, you want to know even funnier? There's another dog in the office. His name is Ruger. Who there's like I'm up front. I'm like reception basically. I'm not I'm essentially the receptionist because my office is at the front. Then towards the middle of the office, a little of the ways down, is a bunch of cubicles. In all of these cubicles is a woman who keeps a very small dog. He's like a Shih Tzu, if you know what that dog is, a Shih Tzu dog. Is a Southern woman, so she's named her dog Ruger, like the pistol. Ruger hates Onion. If Ruger hears Onion on the other side of the office, Ruger will start barking knowing that Onion is present.
Why do all the small dogs hate Onion so much?
Because he's big. Because he's different. Because he's a strong black man. That's why. That's why Beth gets really upset when I make this joke. I heard her groan. I heard her groan on the other side of the apartment when I made this joke right now. She hates this joke. It's my favorite joke. I'm trying to raise a proud black man, and I don't see what's wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Thank you! Thank you, Tavian. My man!
My man!
Rise against the powers that be. You get it.
Exactly.
But he does great. Onion loves being at the office, even if he gets barked at sometimes. And he gets spoiled rotten by all. He gets bullied by all. It's the small dog. It's so funny because every time there are people in the office, they take their dogs out. Other people have their dogs. That's why I can bring my dog. They walk past the front and they're like, they just don't look at Onion. I have them like gated off. It's so funny. Again, he's a huge dog. He's a big dog. Yeah. I have like little standing wooden gates that are just like the trifold wooden gate that I use for my my green screen, but small, like a baby gate. But it wouldn't even stop a baby. A baby would knock it over, but Onion doesn't because he's a good man and a gentleman.
Yes, of course. You've raised him well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy.
He's the best boy.
Oh, but
we have to start talking about this fucking book.
Yeah, we should. I mean, there's not a ton to talk about, honestly.
There really isn't. There really isn't.
I mean,
I didn't.
What do you got?
I don't know.
No, what do you got?
First of all, in chapter 8, when oh god, what was it? I don't even fucking remember now. Oh, right, when Vin and Ellen were like talking, just like talking about the mists and watching like
Yep.
the people die down there. I haven't noticed, like, he's become so pragmatic. And again, we talked about this last week. I would have liked to see more development on that in between, like, in book a year ago and now. Like, it feels so, you know, it is so out of character now, that we talked about it last week. I had some time to think about it. Like, this specifically, him being like, well, we have to do what we must, and him being like, well, him being like, oh wow, we're condemning all these people to death, and he's like, well, that's just kind of what it is. I'm like, who are you, Ellen
Yeah.
Venture?
So
If that's really your true name? What happened, man?
I've never felt more valid in this moment. And yet I am me, and I must contest.
Yeah, of course. You're fucking contrarian.
As I said, I'm contrarian. Here's the issue. I'm not contrarian to. Well, I am contrarian to everyone, even myself. That I think is my greatest strength, is I'm able to see every perspective. So
Yeah.
with this, and I started to say this last week, right? The core of this, I think, my belief, the thing I will hold in my heart, as this is meant to be something to be enjoyed and not meant to be something to be suffered through.
Yeah.
And I think Sanderson knows that, even back then in 2008. I think he's aware of the way this would be received. And I think if that's the case, this sort of sensation and the emotion that we are feeling of the shift lends to the feeling that he is different fundamentally.
Yeah.
And that is the core delivery method, is he is different. He has been changed. The reason why it feels like that ending has been invalidated is because the person he has become invalidates the decisions that the other characters made to support him at that time. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
That hinges on the fact and the belief that that is the case. That's the issue. So,
yeah.
Again, it's early days. I feel like, again, if we're seeing the comparisons to what we've seen later on, there are some things he's gotten better at and some things he still suffers with. Time skips, he's not great with. He's still not good with time skips.
No.
But as far as go ahead. Sorry, I missed that.
That he's very bad at them, in fact.
Yes. Yeah.
Not very. Yeah, no, he is.
Absolutely. I mean, especially the person we keep comparing him to. Oh, so sorry. No, we didn't get through the weekly update because there's one poignant thing. I'm gonna I'll TLDR some stuff to get through some stuff. He went to Oxford. He saw some Tolkien stuff. He didn't write any more, but he has been preparing the screenplay. So he hasn't gotten any farther in terms of completion, but he started to finalize a little bit. So there's kind of like a progress bar inside the progress bar. He hasn't done that. I'm verbalizing that. There's a new event in Salt Lake City. There's another new event in Salt Lake City, whatever.
Great.
But the poignant, interesting thing, the actual thing that was interesting and worth listening to, because usually there's one thing in each of these weekly updates.
Yeah.
The independent young adult novel, sci-fi novel series that I read and enjoyed, Skyward, is getting a live action adaptation for prime time streaming. We do not know who it's going to be streaming with, whether it's like Netflix or Hulu or someone like that. We don't know like which company it'll be streaming with, but we do know who's producing it. It is the same studio who is doing the One Piece live action, Tomorrow Studios. Showrunning are the showrunners from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is lauded as one of the best Marvel live action from that era. there are some opinions I have about the One Piece live action that I think I've said enough problematic things today that I will not completely voice. But I have talked to Beth in depth about it. And I do think a lot of it comes from the Japanese sensibility of sacrificing like awareness of how produced something is for delivery of product. And I think Tomorrow Studios has done a very perfect job of delivering what Oda wanted. I think from everything I've seen from Oda and his reaction, the One Piece live action is a perfect execution of what he wants and what they are capable of. I have so much faith in Tomorrow Studios with the Skyward adaptation.
That's really so exciting. Much faith. That's so exciting.
Especially if you think about the production cycles of like a streamed series versus like a movie like we're getting with Mistborn, and then
Mistborn,
the movie cycle should take longer than the streamed series. So I think he's going to get adaptation practice with Skyward to help him with the Mistborn adaptation.
With Mistborn, yeah. And Stormlight, I hope.
Yeah, well, the Mistborn is practice for Stormlight in the long run, right? Because they're not even going to touch Stormlight until they finish Mistborn. Because again, as we're reading and as we've really seen in the finish of part 1, Mistborn, specifically part 3, parts 1 and 2 do absolutely nothing. Part 3 is, hey, motherfucker, here's what a shard is and what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, these motherfuckers move planets around and remake shit.
Yeah.
This is setting the scale for shards and concept of the Cosmere in such a big way. And if I'm really honest, I think he did a really bad job like leading it in. It kind of feels like 1 and 2 are like baby steps, and then 3's like, bitch, fuck you. Here's a
3 is like 1 and 2 are like he's leading us along like a path, and then 3 is like he's dragged us to the cliff and is pushing us in.
It's crazy. It's crazy the level of just like info dumping. And again, this is what I mean. It's like I feel like in Stormlight he really learned how to pace the info dumping in a much better way.
Absolutely.
And then again, I feel like the editing we lost it a little bit towards the end, but that's an editing problem. That's not a Sanderson problem.
Yeah.
Well, even then, that's a little bit of Sanderson problem. That's up to you on a perspective of how you view the system at large. I digress.
Great.
Dude, the whole parts, the ruin info dumps, the way of like acknowledging and setting the limitations and just kind of telling you.
Yep.
How did you feel about the epigraphs? Let's start there. Let's start with the epigraph conversation.
Pull the epigraphs up again.
I can read through them if you'd like to set us off.
Please.
We'll start there. Starting at chapter 8. It is too easy for people to characterize ruin as simply a force of destruction. Think rather of ruin as intelligent decay, not simply chaos, but a force sought in a rational and dangerous way to break everything down to its most basic forms. Ruin could plan and carefully plot, knowing if he built one thing up, he could use it to knock down 2 others. The nature of the world is that when we create something, we often destroy something else in the process. Allomancy was, indeed, born with the mists, or at least Allomancy began at the same time as the mists' first appearances. When Rashik took the power at the Well of Ascension, he became aware of a certain things. Some were whispered to him by Ruin, others were granted to him as instinctive part of the power. One of these things was an understanding of the 3 metallic arts. He knew, for instance, that the nuggets of metal in the Chamber of Ascension would make those ingested them into Mistborn. These were, after all, fractions of the very power in the well itself. before we read farther, because the next part opens up some things, I want to establish some things that I started to pick up on.
Yeah.
And I think I'll just put a little pin here. We're gonna get in some spoiler shit with shards in general, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just let us be able to speak openly about the concept of shards, and what we understand them to be, just to let us speak freely. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's two things I'm going to point out and then present an argument after I've pointed those things out to try to convince you of my argument. Ruin could plan carefully. Yeah, here it is. Ruin could plan and carefully plot, knowing if he built one thing up, he could use it to knock down two others. The nature of the world is when we create something, we often destroy something else in the process. If we assume that this is Sazed, and this is Sazed talking from the perspective after he has assumed the power.
Yeah.
I think that this confirms something very interesting. Sazed is an unreliable narrator.
Yes.
Sazed is referring to Ruin only as the shard. There is no knowledge of the holder or the person manipulating the information or the person who is doing the thing that is the bad thing. As we've seen what Ruin is to do, manipulate the information, channel the information to steer in the direction they want them to go. Ruin has very poignantly hid their identity, even in what it seems like what we know to be in the spoilers, the merging of these shards. Sazed does not have the full picture.
Yes, no way, you're right.
Exhibit B. It is too Allomancy was indeed born of the mists, or at least Allomancy began at the same time as the mist's first appearance. When Rashik took the power at the Well of Ascension, he became aware of a certain power. So, what we know is that the well is a well of some kind that the power returns to. They go to the well and Ruin is trapped in the well. Rashik got to the well, unleashed Ruin, but took in Ruin and understood things that Ruin wanted him to understand.
Yeah. Yes. And
then made changes and did things and dispersed the powers as is described later, right? It dispersed and scattered and was weak and then started to regather, still trapped in the well, not free yet.
Yeah.
But in order for like the infinite cycle that we're seeing beginning to appear break, preservation's like, shit, we actually need to let it out. So then they send Vin and Ellen to go let it out. Whether it's Ruin's well or Preservation's well, I think that's still we don't know yet. I think it's Ruin's well locked by Preservation.
Yeah, I think that as well. I think that's most likely.
Because Ellen's change only makes sense if it was Ruin.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree.
And it's Ruin's
and I mean
well.
Also in the last bit of when Vin has the power, I mean it is Ruin's power, so obviously it would be, but when she has it, she's like, she wants to destroy.
Yes.
And she wants to rebuild and stuff.
She wants to destroy and then rebuild, which is what we're hearing described Ruin to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and it's not denying that was Ruin, but it's like he gains an understanding of the three metallic arts. He knew, for instance, that the nuggets of metal in the Chamber of Ascension would make those who ingested them into Mistborn. These were, after all, fractions of the very power in the well itself. So this is why I wanted to call out that I don't know if Sazed, even in this, having combined the shards potentially, or maybe this is him with just one,
Before
not
that.
both. We don't know. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. We don't know. The epigraph at the beginning of chapter 10. Nuggets of pure allomancy. The power of preservation itself. I'm not even going to finish the epigraph. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
No.
You're going to tell me allomancy is a power of preservation. If that is the case, that's a plot hole. You know what I mean? And if that can't be the case. And if it is, like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. So that
no, it doesn't.
This to me is the final nail in the coffin. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? I'll continue. Allomancy was indeed, nuggets of pure allomancy, the power of preservation itself. Why Rashik left one of those nuggets at the Well of Ascension, I do not know. Perhaps he didn't see it, or perhaps he intended to save it to bestow upon a fortunate servant. Perhaps he feared that someday he would lose his powers and would need that nugget to grant him allomancy. Either way, I bless Rashik for his oversight, for without that nugget, Elend would have died that day at the well. The first contract, oft spoken of by the kandra, was originally just a series of promises made by the first generation to the Lord Ruler. They wrote these promises down, and in doing so codified the first kandra laws. They were worried about governing themselves independently of the Lord Ruler and his empire, so they took what they had written to him, asking for his approval. He commanded it cast into steel, then personally scratched a signature into the bottom. This code was the first thing that a kandra learned upon awakening from his or her life as a mistwraith. It contained commands to revere earlier generations, simple legal rights granted to each kandra, provisions creating new kandra, and a demand for ultimate dedication to the Lord Ruler. Rashik moved the Well of Ascension, obviously. It was very clever of him.
Whoa. There's a line missing on 11.
Did I?
Most disturbingly,
I did miss it. Yeah, you're right. I just didn't read it.
The first contract contained a provision which, if invoked, would require the mass suicide of the entire kandra people.
Important last line there.
Yeah, very important last line there. That comment, I have that written down actually, because I was like, hello? What?
No, very, very important line there. Rashik moved the Well of Ascension, obviously. It was clever of him, perhaps the cleverest thing he did. He knew that the power would one day return to the well. For power such as this, the fundamental power by which the world itself was formed, does not simply run out. It can be used, and therefore diffused, but it will always be renewed. So knowing that rumors and tales would persist, Rashik changed the very landscape of the world. He put mountains in what became the north and named that location Terrace. He then flattened his true homeland and built his capital there. He constructed his palace around that room at its heart, the room where he would meditate. The room that was a replica of his old hovel in Terrace, a refuge created during the last moments before his power ran out. So there's a very interesting contradiction in far as what we know in that paragraph. Did you catch that?
That I'm sure I did. Can be
the first two sentences. Go ahead and read those for me, with the hyphens and everything, if you've got it. Specifically, it was all the way to run out.
It was very clever, perhaps the cleverest thing he did. He knew that the power would one day return through the well for such as he knew that the power would one day return to the well. For power such as this, the fundamental power by which the world itself was formed, does not simply run out.
Now go ahead and read the last sentence of that epigraph.
Oh, a refuge created during the last moments before his power ran out. But before his power ran out, the one he had access to.
The power that Rashik was using was not the same power that allows someone to create the world fundamentally.
Oh, yes!
That is what that is telling us. It's telling, in the same epigraph, it's telling us that. I love the way this motherfucker delivers shit, dude.
Me too. Oh my god.
It's so clean. It's just too clean. And then last, hemalurgy, it is called, because of the connection to blood. It is not a coincidence, I believe, that death is always involved in the transfer of powers via hemalurgy. Marsh once described it as a messy process, not the adjective I would have chosen. It is not disturbing enough.
What they did in the beginning, and the pro,
dude,
in the prologue.
I feel like we've gotten a couple different glances at this now. Especially now that we're in our sort of spoiler corner. Can I tell you? Yeah. I feel like maybe that twist in Stormlight 5 isn't as jarring if we've read Mistborn. You know what I'm talking about? Where all of a sudden we get to like the crazy body horror part of Stormlight 5, where it gets really fucked up and weird all of a sudden. It's like, where the fuck did this come from?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It comes from here. It comes from Mistborn. This is where it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because we didn't. Sanderson does this thing where he just assumes people have experienced this part of it. You know what I mean? There's like an assumed experience in his writing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. God.
But so go ahead, please. Sorry, please.
I'm sorry. I was gonna just say I'm so curious about the kandra and the contract.
Dude, so how do you feel about this whole first generation thing? What's your feelings? What's your opinions right now? Tell me. I don't want to say a word.
Crazy.
I don't want to influence you. Talk to me. Talk to me about TenSoon's whole situation and what you feel like is going on. Tell me. I don't want to influence you with my thoughts and opinions. I want to hear what you think.
I need to. I think in a way TenSoon has like a point. Not just in a way, he has a point, because a lot of the time when you kill someone, you take over what they left behind, which Vin kind of did, which Vin like she's like, and now she's Empress. So it's not too far-fetched for him to be like, and she's our boss now. She there's
she has the power. She can do it.
She has the powers. She can do it. So, and it's, part of it is me like, and also she's his friend, and like he maybe wants to get back to her, and he wants to be the one to be like, and you must create a new kandra now, because clearly like the Lord Ruler creates the kandra and the kolas, and they don't reproduce by themselves, right? Or but like, were they like talking about?
I don't know if I buy that, dude.
I don't know because
I don't know if I buy that. I don't know if that's the case.
Because the colas also was like, no, and more colas come from more of us.
Can I be so for real? I'm so confident the Koloss was the Lord Ruler trying to adjust humans. I'm so confident, dude. They're humans that can eat fucked up plants. That's their whole thing, is they just eat the fucked up shit on the ground and they're cool. That's the you know what I mean? I'm so confident, dude. I know you're not bought on it yet. I'm so bought in.
No, not really. I don't know.
That's all I'm saying, man. I feel like the logic's there. I feel like there's more ground to stand on than you're giving it credit for. That's all I'm saying.
I can see it, but I don't know. I'm really not fully convinced yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Give it some time, and then I'll be able to say I told you so. Dan.
I will. Yeah. Which is kind of what always happens. You are always like, you always bite on a.
You've had some cold shots. I will say I've just gaslit you a couple times because I'm supposed to. You did. You had a. I remember in Stormlight there were a couple that you called out that I just gaslit you on. I think you clocked Yesna. You clocked Yesna not being down.
Yeah, I was like, no way, she's dead. I don't know how, but she's not dead. I was not gonna let you convince me that she was.
Josh was like, no, that bitch is dead. That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that is crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy that my favorite character that never shows up again is dead?
I love about you trying to convince me that Yasna is dead, because I was staunchly like, she's not dead, and you were like,
you have to argue the point. You'll understand it. You will understand it when Gabby or Skull calls out a thing and you feel the desire deep in your heart to tell them that they're right. And then you'll know in that exact moment, and you'll feel the exact thing that I felt, where you're like, no, I can't. In fact, this is a test.
It is crazy. Because Gabby's currently reading Words of Radiance, and when she got to the part where it was like, she was also like, no way, Yasna's dead, and I was like, well, I hate to break it to you. I've been in the exact same position that you were in.
It's the moment. No, I want you to remember that I made an entire character around playing her mother. Because I liked her so much. Not because I like Navani, but because I like her.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to play. Oh, dude, it's so good. Just so good.
Yasna Cullen, the woman you are. I love her. My God, what a character. But Hero of Ages. Where was I? Where were we?
Epigraphs, talking about the kandra. We're on the kandra trial right now. Poignantly, let me ask you this. So you what's your opinion on like the generations, and then like the first and the second and the third generation? We got a lot of insight on the interrelationships.
There's such the old ones clearly think they're better than the young ones, but ultimately, like, the young ones are progress, and you can't stump the progress of your youth. Otherwise, you're just gonna decay. Like, if they're stagnant and the same all the time, it's just it's bad. Historically, that's historically, narratively, fictionally, thematically, that's always been not a good thing. And so there's this air of superiority, especially I feel like from the second generation. Because the first generation is so withdrawn and kind of like it seems separate from kandra society, that the second are like, and we're in charge and we're all better than you. So
I don't know if this is me reading too much into what I feel like is my Sandy sense, or the deep set thing, or maybe they're just telegraphing it too hard. I would put money down right now that the first generation is fucking dead.
No, you're so right.
The second
You're
generation
so right.
fucking slaughtered the first generation to maintain
No, that
power
makes so
forever.
much sense. That
That's
makes so much
it's
sense.
the
Why then the
only
second
thing that works,
generation
dude.
that's so much that's makes so much sense. That's why the second generation is so paranoid of the third generation, because they're like, ooh,
They're the only ones that have potential to discover.
a Kronos killed his father and then was like, and my son is gonna kill me, and I am paranoid about that kind of situation.
Absolutely. It's the only thing that makes sense in my
Yeah.
mind. And they do such a big thing, because for me it's the moment that he does this whole big thing, especially calling out to the first contract in such a way that makes such sense after such a dedicated amount of time, and they're just sitting there in what are literally called fake bodies, and all he can see are
Yeah.
silhouettes in vague forms of what is supposed to be this assumed first generation, and they're deeply vehemently admonishing him for killing another kandra. Is that not a perfect delivery of irony if they didn't slaughter an entire, whatever?
Yeah. One second before we go on.
Please.
Ah, fuck! It didn't pick up my.
I
think that's where he picked it
pop.
up.
I
The
didn't.
the pop.
I didn't get it, unfortunately. I'm so sorry.
Unfortunately,
I'm
so sorry.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight because of that.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Please go on.
No, but dude, I've just.
It was so weird to me too that they were harboring it on that. So, like, they were like,
but
you are crime. You killed one of your own. He's like, my contract made me do it. That's like what we're literally all about. And they're like, no, the contract forbids killing. He's like, no, it doesn't. It forbids killing. Man,
this feels like
he's literally. Don't recite the ancient text to me, which I was there when it was written.
It feels like 2026 American politics. Like, it's crazy to me, dude, the amount of just like insane bullshittery that these dudes are throwing around. But then there's also a real part of me that, again, to proving the point, I'm contrarian even to myself. Why the month time limit?
Yeah.
Maybe there's like just a situation that we're unaware of, where it's like they did all that thing, and now actually the second generation has to go and be like, hey, actually, are you guys okay? Because they're old and senile and fucked up. So that way they can get the actual information before they can actually be fucked up. Because maybe there's like an even deeper control thing we're unaware of. Because like, why is the second generation so subservient to the first generation? And because here's the thing, if they cared about the contract, why aren't they more like TenSoon?
Exactly.
If they really cared, and that's the whole argument. No, all of these motherfuckers. Oh, dude. Oh, lost my headphones. All of
Talk
these.
to me.
They're fucking goddamn. They're goddamn. Oh, I'm forgetting the word for it now. It's Zeth. It's the Lawbringers, the law spread, the order spread. Yes, the Skybreakers. It's the misperception of justice. Of what does justice mean? What does following orders mean? What does believing and understanding these orders and conceptual things that are words given to us by people and flawed beings, and we're building our entire society around them, and that's flawed. Like that's all. It's just that run. Oh my god. I can't even like properly, because my brain is too fucking. This is the Cosmere. This is what it's about, dog. Is that
yes, the connections you can make between all these different beings, kind of adhering to very similar and sometimes even the same like philosophies of what is perceived justice and isn't flawed. And we are the guy from I forget what show it's from on the board, with the red string. Parks and Rec.
It's not Parks and Recs. It's Always Sunny.
Not. Ah, damn it.
It's two very different shows. Charlie would be awesome in Parks and Recs, though. To see Charlie from Always Sunny in Parks and Recreation would be awesome.
I've not seen either show. I was like, it's one of the two.
No, it was,
I chose the wrong one.
But the whole thing, honestly, the thing I've talked about, I don't know if you've been around when I've talked to Violet about how much I hate the current Final Fantasy villain that I'm experiencing.
I have been around for that. Yep.
There's that, and then Elend, and then this courtroom, which I've started to understand and fundamentally realize what my issue is when people are commanding and utilizing power and influence that is unjustly and unjustifiably earned and leveraged. There are few things that piss me off more than that. That's what I'm really starting to realize is when I view that someone's power and influence is unjustified, I have a problem.
Yeah, naturally.
And I can't let it go. I can't let it go.
That's so fair. That's no, completely understandable.
Was there anything else from this part that really like stood out to you that you really wanted to like talk about?
Let me see. Yeah, Breeze and Orianne are now officially in a relationship. I did not miss. It's nice that they seem to care about each other. That's nice. I appreciate
all but married.
I appreciate all but married, and I appreciate him being like, this is kind of funny because I appreciate him being like, oh, I don't want to leave her a widow, because I had someone I was dating and who I'm like still pretty good friends with, who is not significantly, he's like in his 30s. I've had that same conversation with him where he's like, and what if I die before, I was like, yeah, what then? What then in 50 years?
Yeah, we're still together by then, and we're not. What an absurd conversation to have as normal human beings.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're very sweet, and I like that they seem very genuine with each other, and I appreciate
love
that so much.
That Breeze Sazed conversation where Breeze has the shoe on the other foot talking to Sazed about faith and belief. That felt good, even with all of my issues with Sanderson and his conversations about faith and belief. I really, really enjoyed that sort of that in-depth conversation. That was really good. I'm just
generally enjoying Sazed and Breeze a lot, and I hope that they just get to get to interact.
That's pretty much all that's left of the OG crew, so makes sense.
It's Spook, but Spook's currently on the definition.
He's just fucking fucked off on the north, and then also his shit's sparse. They just Spook gets so disrespected in this series. I don't know what it was about my first listen where Spook made such an impact on me. Now that I've listened back to it, I feel like it is a little unjustified how much I loved Spook. I just love this guy so much.
He's so sweet. He's such a little sweet. Oh, that's my son, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
I know. I like said I prefer Elend over him for like at least Vince's romantic love interest, but that is in fact my biological son.
And I can even put it out there. I agree now in comparison. Compared to my first listen to now, it's the one that makes infinitely more sense. I still hate Elend just as a conceptual character.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've realized what Sanderson does, specifically with Elend between Mistborn 2 and Mistborn 3, and with Stormlight to Sunlit Man. And I'll leave it at that to keep things as vague as I can. Sanderson has a really...
I think we talked about that. Yeah.
But Sanderson has a really big problem of invalidating his own endings.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, all of these things I set up for, all of it happened and you don't get to see any of it, and now everything's happened and you missed all of it. Kill yourself. That's what it feels like. It's just like, okay, sure, I guess. It's like, what was the point? What was the point of even setting that up if we don't get to experience it? You know what I mean? To grow the character to become something else that you wanted them to be. And it's like in Ellen's case, it makes more sense, right? But then it's like,
but in the again, Sunlit Man was
Sunlit Man's crazy. It's like, hey, what if we just invalidated the? And I didn't even realize this, that the argument I was making for like the invalidation of the ending of Stormlight or Mistborn 2 is also there with the ending of that character in Stormlight 5. Like it just invalidates that entire ending. All of the importance that gets built up gets shit in the toilet. Every single thing that gets built up gets shit on in that book. That's crazy. That's an insane choice to make.
Yeah.
Like what if you didn't get to see any of the character development and they're just a different character now? That's what it is.
It's like you just wanted to write a different character, but you still wanted to connect it back to the main series, and you couldn't figure out a way to do it, so you were just like, nope, this is still the character, but he's all gone through all that stuff that you don't get to see.
You know what?
Yourself.
You know what this makes me so worried for? I'm terrified for Stormlight 6. We are getting an entire series having that treatment.
Fuck.
We'll see.
Think about that.
I've been thinking about it passively over this last chapter or this last section of part, where it's like, I really hope he lands it, because there's a real part of me that worries that if he doesn't, I just might not finish it. And that just might be me done with the Cosmere. Because that to me is like, we're talking about a ship. We're talking about a plane, right? And the plane's taken off and we're going through. And now we're landing. And this is the first wheel touching down. So we're getting the first wheel. Is it going to land smooth and it's going to be awesome? Or is it going to be like, and then everyone dies? Like, I might die in this plane landing. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm so worried for that. I really, really am.
Oh, now that you're saying it, I didn't think about that before. And no, I am very worried. I'm very worried indeed.
Because so I'll say this. I feel like between Sunlit Man and the gap between Mistborn 2 and 3, Sunlit Man did a better job of telling us how and why what happened.
Yeah.
And then with 2 and 3, he does a very good job of telegraphing the emotions that we're supposed to be feeling, but doing a very bad job of explaining it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I have hopes that the changes and the knowledge of what he's developed, and then the care that he puts into Stormlight in general, combined with the amount of things that he's learned since what we are reading now, will stack together and make something that I have to at least have faith in.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh.
I hate putting that that seed of doubt in your mind, but that just is there in the back of mind. I can't stop thinking
it's gonna be okay, and I have to believe that it's gonna be okay up until we have the book in our metaphorical hands, because we're gonna listen to the audiobook.
I mean, I'll buy the book. I'll probably end up there's a part of me.
I'll buy the book when I'm finished with the audiobook, like I've done with all the rest of the Stormlight books, except Rhythm of War. I still don't have Rhythm of War.
Fair enough. Very fair. I've got my collection. I've got to keep it going, at least until they ruin it. And then if he ruins it with 5, I'll just burn, or 6, I'll just burn all of them, and then it'll be great.
Yeah. That's fair. I do have one last thing I would love for us to end off on. I have everyone's like, oh, the world's gonna end. In the last chapter, Marsh is also like, the world was ending anyways, and I wrote down, the world's not gonna end. There's 2 more trilogies.
Not necessarily true, based on what we've seen thus far, my friend.
Well, I have to believe. As always, I have to believe.
What's the quote? Hold on, there's one of the earlier epigraphs.
To create something, you often also must destroy something.
I mean that's right there too, honestly. But the concept of unmaking and remaking, just because the world continues doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, other than that, it was kind of a bunch of just like plot development.
Yeah, kind of just, except for the next part though.
Yeah, opening and closing on Marsh was so money. It was so fun.
No, that's so real. Absolutely. Oh, my man, my guy.
And then next week we get to start part 2. We'll figure out if and how we're gonna split that up for next week. Is there anything else?
That's a massive one. Jesus.
Oh yeah. Okay, copy that.
That's from 14 to 33.
Ooh.
It's like just a few over 30 minutes, and then one chapter is almost 43 minutes, but it's still like a lot.
Yeah, there were the two last things I just want to call out to you that hit me hard. From the earlier chapter, or from fucking Stormlight, sorry. In Stormlight, they used to do a line where rain continues to fall. And that was like a line that they kept saying was that the rain continued to fall when Kaladin would be very sad and shit. They keep doing ash continued to fall in this one. And every time they do it, I type it out. I say ash continued to fall every time they say it.
No, that's good.
And then good. The other thing I had to thought about was like if these beads are like pieces of the shard.
Yes.
There's a very interesting thing that comes out of the relationship between Mistborn, the original Mistborn like Elend, and then the common Mistborn, like the normal people, versus the Mistlings, I guess would probably be even more accurate.
Mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Heralds versus the Radiants.
Oh, you're so right.
And the way the power gets distributed and passed on and evolved in that sort of way over time, and the differences between their power and the power levels between these people.
Well, he writes what he knows.
My man, he's got a he likes cycles. You know, you can't blame a guy.
Cycles. Yep.
But thank you as always for joining me, my friend. I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I, as always, love doing this. So I'm very excited to see what's coming next.
Well, I look forward to tackling part 2 with you next week. Until then, take care. Unfortunately, we don't have Pirates this weekend, but I hope we get to chat or do something.
The Marines this weekend?
Yeah, we're planning to do a session 0 to sort of like get things set up and rolling.
I hope you have fun.
I'm sure we will. It's going to be it's 2 very interesting groups of 3. Very different groups of 3.
No, absolutely. I feel like I don't know if I can say that on stream.
Fair enough. Well, we'll end stream and then you can tell me. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, why? If not,